All right, so I'm going to give you some notes on how to use Desmos. You're going to have to write these notes down on your note paper, and maybe you have to listen to the video or watch the video 2 or 3 times to make sure you have everything. If you ever get stuck, come right back to the video. So I have a story. The question is, how many hours did you work last week? So a whole bunch of people were asked, students were asked, how many hours did you work last week? 25 students answered the question. What I'm doing here is I made a list. I use A. You can use any number, any letter you want. You can call it Y. You can use lowercase. No, I don't want to do lowercase. Uppercase. Keep it an uppercase letter. Doesn't matter what the letter is. Just choose a big letter. You put your data in here. I got all 25 of them in here. 25 students. All right. This is going to come later. What I want to do is I want to see something like a dot plot. What does my data look like? So I'm going to type in dot plot. And then what I'm going to write is parentheses. What's my list name? R. There's my dot plot right there. Now, it's kind of hard to see the dots, so I'm going to, what's this? Where'd it go? Click on it somehow. You can change the colors. I can make the size of the dots smaller. I can change them to circles. Okay. So you can see the dot plot. Maybe I need to zoom in to fit the data. I'm looking at my data and I got a lot of people working right around here. This seems to be a popular amount of time, 16 hours or 15 hours a day or a week. But here we got a couple of people that worked 35 hours and 42 hours. So this Desmos can do a dot plot for you. Okay, I'm going to hide that for now. I'm going to go to the next thing. I want to see a histogram. You can just type it in, histogram. And it says, okay, what do you want? I want the histogram of set R. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a comma in here and say 4. What that means is each one of these is 4 hours wide. 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours. And I'm going to put it on the left. Left. That means it goes 0 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 12, 12 to 16, 16 to 20, etc. My data looks pretty symmetric, except for these guys. So I have some, it's skewed right a little bit. I'm going to hide the dot plot. I'm going to go to my next one. This is going to be the big one for us. This is what I'm going to ask you to do over and over again. Box plot, R. Okay, so I can change these numbers, like a 3. This tells me how high from the graphic goes. Okay. This one tells me how thick it is. I can just type in new numbers. I just can't see exactly what these numbers are. I know that it's there. I'm going to zoom to fit the graph, but I don't know what those numbers are. My min, Q1, median, Q3, and max. I don't know what they are. So, but Desmos will do it for us. Here we go. You ready? I want to know min. Min of R. Remember, it's a capital R right here. It tells me that my min is 4. I can now start my box moisture plot. Maybe I'm going to just type over this and go max. My max is 42. So some student worked 42 hours. Maybe I want median. Median is 15. That means this number right here, that's a 15. But in order for me to do IQR, I need Q1 and Q3. So I'm just going to go back here and instead of median, I'm going to type quartile. And here's another place where you can find it, quartile. Right there, quartile. But you notice it didn't give me anything. You know why? They want to know, do I want the first quartile or the third? So I'm going to put a comma, 1. Now I got my first quartile right here. 9.5. This is 9.5 right there. If I want my third quartile, change that 1 to a 3. Third quartile is 16.5. So 9.5, 16.5. Go back up here. I'm going to use this. In our notes on the pink paper, it says IQR equals Q3 minus Q1. Well, we found it was 16.5 minus 9.5 is 7. Our lower fence equals our Q1, which is 9.5, minus our IQR, which is 7, times 1.5. In this case, it equals, well, calculator time, 9.5 minus 7 in parentheses times 1.5. Negative 1. Well, there's nobody out there that worked -1 hours. So there is no outlier in the bottom. Let's do the upper fence. Upper fence equals our Q3, 16.5, plus 7 times 1.5. All right, so I'm going to do 16.5 plus. 16.5 plus parentheses 7 times 1.5. 27. Okay, so if I go to my data, I had, let's go back to this now, my dot plot. 17, let's go here, 27. So this is my upper fence right around here. I can type in x equals 27. This is where my fence is. These two are my outliers. Desmos will not graph outliers for you. You have to be able to do it yourself. So your assignment is to enter data into Desmos. I'll review right up here. You use brackets, not parentheses. Make sure you're using brackets. It's on your keyboard. If you don't have a keyboard handy, you can go here. These are your brackets. Find your IQR. As part of your assignment, find the IQR and your lower fence and upper fence, and then say outliers. Outliers here are, what was this, 35 and 42. Okay, that's what I want you to do for Tuesday. At least get these notes in. If you can't finish everything today, then finish it up tomorrow. We're good.